This is an edit demo for your Surreal Photomontage project. Here are the directions. So we're going to go to the second page. So basic steps, how you create your photomontage is kind of up to you, but there's some basic things you need to do. So I either need to open a base photograph or make a new blank document. So I'm going to go to Photoshop and I'm going to go File, Open, because I'm going to start with a base photograph. Okay, I'm going to open it. Okay, so now I have two options. I can add a whole image or I can remove a background first. So I am going to File, Open again, and I'm going to pick my doorway and I'm going to open it. So I need to remove the backgrounds. I'm pretty sure this is not actually transparent. Oh, look, it is. So this says that it's transparent in the background, and it is. So I can just place it here. I'm going to put it over here on this side, I think. And I'm going to put it down low so I don't see the thing. Okay, and then I'm going to File, Open again. And I'm going to pick the dancer. So I need to select out the dancer. So I'm going to use my subject select tool, and I'm just going to click on her. And it does a pretty good job, but I'm going to do select and mask. And I'm going to zoom in. So I have my view on overlay. I have it turned up all the way. And I'm just going to make sure, like, her hair is a little weird here. So I'm going to go to my refine edge brush. And I'm just going to try and get rid of some of the little spots that are weird in her hair. And then if I needed to, I could smooth the edges, or I could feather them, see how the edges go softer. It looks pretty good. I want to put it on a new layer with a layer mask, and I'm going to hit OK. So now I have removed her from the background, so I'm going to switch to the Move tool. And again, I'm going to click and hold. Okay, and she is giant, so I'm going to Edit, Transform, Scale. I'm going to zoom out and make her much smaller because she is too big. But maybe I want her a little too big, or maybe very tiny. Okay, so I have my dancer. I'm going to add this moon, so this is one I already did. So I'm going to close this one. File, Open. And I'm going to find this ear. And again, you could use subject selection tool and it works pretty good. I'm going to do select and mask. I want it on a new layer with a layer mask. And again, I'm going to move it over. Okay, so it's really big, so I'm going to Command T. Command T and change the size. So I'm going to put a moon behind it. But I want you to see how I can blend it. So here, these are blending modes. And if I just want to kind of blend it into the sky, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to File, Open again. Oh, let's try File, Place Embedded. File, Place Embedded. And I'm going to put this sun in here. Okay, so it's way too big, so I'm going to make it a little smaller. And I want it to blend right here. So I think it's easier if I try and select the sun. And then I'm going to use this to select the bottom half too. And then I am going to select inverse and add a layer mask. Oops. So I shouldn't have inversed. I'm going to add a layer mask so it erases it. And then I'm going to click on the layer mask and use my brush tool and erase. I want this stuff to start to blend. So I'm using a big brush with the end. I'm gonna zoom in because I want it to not have a hard edge so you can't tell, and it looks like it's starting to blend in to the other picture. So I'm gonna use layer blending modes to make it look more realistic. So I'm gonna click on the picture, and again, lighten. I'm just gonna see what looks the best. And kind of looks the most realistic. And then I actually wanted to put the ear and the sun. Then I need to put the ear on top. And then I'm going to transform the ear so that it fits in there. So I'm going to edit, transform. I am going to warp it so I can grab an edge and these little handles, and it's going to warp and put the ear in spots. So I have this giant like sun ear. Sure. Okay, do you see this white line? It must be on my ear. So I'm going to click on the layer mask, and I'm going to go to my brush tool, and I'm just going to erase it because it shouldn't be there. I don't see it anywhere else. Okay. So layer blend modes, layer mask. How to use a clipping mask with an adjustment layer. So say I only want the sun to go. So here's the ear and here's the sun. So maybe the other way around. So I only want the ear, the sun to show with the ear. So I'm going to click, right click, create clipping mask. So now it's only on the ear. And I can't see the sun anymore. So the ear is like a sun. And maybe I will change the blending mode a little. So now the sun picture is only on the ear, so it's like a giant ear sun. Okay, what other skills? Adjustment layers. So see how the dancer is really kind of bright? So I'm gonna go to my selection tool, or my move tool, I'm gonna click on it. So it's too bright, so I'm going to go to brightness contrast. And right now, it's going to affect the whole picture. But I only want it to affect the thing that's below the dancer. So I'm going to right click, create clipping mask. And now it is only on her. So I can turn her down so she looks more realistic. And then if I zoom in, can you see this white box that is around my dancer? I need to erase it. So I'm going to click on the layer mask, use my brush tool, and I'm just going around and erasing this box that must have stayed in my selection. Layer mask, you can do different transform tools. So I'm just going to keep going, adding things, making sure I'm thinking about at least 3 elements of surrealism. And this is one that I made. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the background is 8. So I have 8 pictures. And then I decided to add this guy, which you can tell he was an AI because it matches the background. So once I have after I have all 8, then I can use AI generative fill to do some things. So here's the horse, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the horse is like extra number 9. So I file, save, and it's going to save the PSD file. And then I file, save as a copy, and make this say JPEG. And then I Command Shift 4 and take a screenshot, making sure all of my layers are in it. And then you must show this to me in Photoshop for grading, or I will not grade it with just you turning it in. I need to see it in Photoshop. Happy editing.